3 and Doc B. This is J&B Live. Appreciate you guys joining us this evening. How y'all guys doing?
Okay, we're gonna give a few people time to chime in and tune into our live podcast. Come on in and join us.
Heard we got a lot of good topics to talk about, huh?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Come on in and,
Look
and
forward to
join
it.
us. Yes.
Some good tea.
Yes, it is. Hi, welcome to J&B Live. This is our live podcast. Come on in.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Appreciate y'all joining us today.
Hi. How are you doing today?
Welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
for joining us. We're waiting on a few more people to come in and join us. Got a hot topic for you today.
You guys doing all right today? Hope you guys are doing well.
Come on in. Got a hot topic for you today. We're going to talk about um, reasons why a lot of people doing the cosmetic surgery. We're going to talk about that. We're going to chime in and talk about a little about self-esteem and why people are doing certain things like that. Um, so just stay tuned with us. We're waiting on a few more people to come in. Hi.
Need to talk about this weather.
In Georgia,
I'm trying to
yes.
tell you. It's definitely getting a little cool around here,
Hey
y'all.
Angela, it was cold today, but it was hot yesterday. You go from one day where you have the AC on to another day when you want the heater on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's snowing in Ohio or getting ready to
Yeah,
snow.
it
So
started this morning.
yes, yes.
It'd be nice if it snowed here in Georgia this year.
Hardly like it. It gets cold, but hardly any snow.
Nice to have a white Christmas.
Yes, it would be.
Of course, I'd be inside.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us.
What about you guys? You prefer a white Christmas or not?
Yes.
Let us know. Or let it snow.
We're so glad you joined us. We're going to get started in a few minutes. We're waiting on some more people to get in. And then we're going to move right along. Like I said, we have a hot topic today. We're going to be talking about the cosmetic surgery, why people are having it. Not just women, but, now men are having cosmetic
The
surgery.
BBL.
Yeah, yes, they are. So join us.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll get that out.
Yes.
Any of you guys ever thought about what do you call that? What you call it again? We the
The
BBLs,
BBLs
the
and
plastic surgery. Any of you guys ever thought about enhancing your bodies?
yes. And a lot of us are gifted in that area as far as the BBLs, and so there's no reason to do that. But there are a lot of women and who are just uncomfortable with their bodies, no matter what, and so they feel from time to time they do need to have some type of surgery. And we're going to talk about that. Why they do certain things like that, why they're not comfortable in their own skin, and we would like to hear from you as to why you think people believe in cosmetic surgeries to enhance their bodies. And sadly enough, some of those surgeries have gone wrong for certain people. And in the past, I've even heard of people even losing their lives to cosmetic surgery. So we want to dive into that topic and see how you feel about that topic and just elaborate on it, because knowledge is power. When people know better, they do better.
I hear that.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Come on in.
So, Doc B, what are the reasons you think people would want to try to enhance their bodies?
Um, I can only say how I feel based on past experiences. I've had female friends that are very uncomfortable with the way that they look, and some of them feel like they can't get a boyfriend, can't get a date because they don't have enough so-called junk in the trunk, and so they've considered the surgeries, but they also have the little fake little booties that you can put on, but they're uncomfortable with that, so they decide to get the surgery. But and so they're uncomfortable with their bodies, and some of them are doing it because of that, and then some of them are doing it because they want to attract men. But so Broker J3, do you think men are attracted to women with big butts, big booties?
Well, I would say this, unless it's unproportioned, a lot of men wouldn't know unless they get to a point where they may become intimate, where they may see some scarring. That may give them an indication that maybe some work has been done. You know, I've heard stories where guys have gotten with some young ladies, and when they got intimate, they seen a lot of scarring around the breast and around the butt area, which may have indicated they had some work done. You know, interesting. Wanted to tell you a quick story in regards to the enhancements. You know, there's a lot of people in regards to their teeth, you know, that are born with a natural gap in between their teeth. So there was a gentleman that he didn't like that gap that he had. So he went to the dentist and had him corrected and pushed those teeth together so you couldn't tell. Wound up getting married a few years later, and they had a child. And 2 years later, you know, the child's teeth had a gap in between, and the young lady was like, "I don't know what's going on. I don't have a gap. You don't have a gap. Why does he have a gap?" And then he had to explain to her that he used to have a gap in his teeth, but he corrected it. So, see, sometimes, you know, when you make these enhancements, you have to think about, you know, especially if you have children, because those children are going to take on those hereditary, you know, that DNA trait
Yes.
from the mother and father. So if you had something particular, such as, you know, the way your teeth are, and it transfers down to the child, you definitely have to keep that in mind.
Yes, you do. You do have to keep that in mind. And those traits do carry from generation to generation. I've even heard of the way that people are shaped is actually hereditary. But for the women that get the breast augmentations and the butt lifts, do you think men are attracted to women that have those traits only? Or if a woman doesn't have big boobs or big butt, are men are still attracted to those type of women?
Well, I'll say this: different men, different women. You know, every man does not desire the same kind of woman. You have some men out there that love a woman with a big breast. You have some men out there that loves a woman with a big butt. But then you have some men out there that like short women. Some like tall women. You know, some like thick women. You know, I have an uncle in particular. He tells me all the time, and it's no shame, if she's not over 250, he don't want her. You know, and I get it. That's what he's into. It's not a dig on anybody. That is just his preference. So everybody's preference is different, you know. So I think that's what the case is, you know, because you know, we talk about the itty bitty committee, whether it's at the top or the bottom, but you have guys out there that love a woman that's like that as well.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear, women. You heard it from Broker J3 that it's not all about the thickness of a woman, that some men are attracted to thin women. You don't necessarily have to have that entire package to attract men. I totally believe that there's someone for everybody, regardless of who you are. And you know, oftentimes I have women that say, "Well, I can't find anybody. I can't meet anybody." And they say they go to the Lowe's, the Home Depot, to those areas where men are mainly there, because men are, you know, more construction guys or more builders are guys. So they go to those areas. But you know, what I say to them is, when it's your time to find someone, you will find someone. But there is somebody out there for you, just like it is for everybody. You just have to be patient and don't lower your standards because you want to find a man. Keep your standards high, because when you do find that man, then he's going to be able to meet those standards that you do have.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, what I do want to mention though, now men are getting BBLs, so I'm trying to figure out why men now have that need to get BBLs.
I don't know. You threw a loop on me on that one because I really don't know. And it's hard to really say. Now when you think about maybe a small guy, maybe wanting to buff up or something like that, maybe so. I've even seen now where they have cosmetic surgery where they actually can design a six pack for you without you even working out. So, hey, kudos to them. But, me personally, I think the gym is probably going to be the most healthiest for you. But I really don't understand why a guy would want to do it. And, I guess everybody has their reasons, but, me personally, I just don't know.
Yeah. But that is his, and not just the cosmetic surgeries that we mentioned earlier that women often do, and sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, it could be because they have low self-esteem. But I do want to mention the lashes as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing lashes. Normally I am a natural person, but I do have lashes on because I didn't want anyone coming on the podcast saying she need to do something with those little poor lashes that she has, because I like being natural, and I do have makeup on because I am like on a podcast, so I think I'm at a certain level where I don't want to be without makeup. But normally I do not wear a lot of makeup because that's not who I am. But as far as the lashes are concerned, those really, really thick spider looking lashes, OMG. What do you think about those, Broker J3? Do men like women with long lashes?
Honestly, like I told you once before, conversation we had before, a lot of women don't understand, but this is how a man sees it. Most women dress to impress another woman. They don't dress to impress their man. Because most of us, if we care about that woman or love that woman or whatever we may feel about it, that's just the way it is. We like them just as they are. So whether they had lashes or makeup or a big butt, small butt, if we was already attracted to you, that's just how we are. Most times a woman to get dressed and then they ask their man, hey, how does this look? The man say, oh babe, that looks fine. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna go change it. What is the reason? If your man said it looks good, then it looks good. Why would you change it and the person that you're with sees it as being just fine? But it's hard to call it.
Yeah. And what I think is it's just a lot of body shaming too. Sometimes women, when they're around other women, they do feel a tad bit insecure if their lashes are not done, if their makeup is not done, if their hair is not done. So I think that's where some of that body shaming comes from. And I wanted to tap into the fact that some women are getting so much surgery done. They're getting their lips done, the collagen injections, to where they don't even look like themselves. If you were to pull up a picture of them 10 years ago and compare it to the picture with all of the cosmetic surgeries or the injections or whatever, they don't even look the same. Because take little Kim, for example. She has had a lot of work done to herself. She doesn't even look the same that she looked a while back. And even Serena Williams is starting to look different. I'm not sure what's going on with her at this point, but she was beautiful before she started having the injections or the surgeries or whatever. But this goes back to you being comfortable with who you are as a woman. Now, what do you think about the Little Kim and Serena Williams and the collagen injections and all of that?
Well, I agree with you to the point where if you look back, say let's say Lil Kim, when you look back at her, maybe 15, 20 years ago, She was a beautiful young lady. She was very attractive in her own right. Same thing with Serena. A lot of people talked about her, being that she was a little muscular when she was playing tennis, but when she wasn't playing tennis, she was an absolutely beautiful woman, very attractive as well. So sometimes those things come from other people's perception of you. And as Doc B was saying a few moments ago, is really how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. Because nobody just goes to change their body because they feel that they're ugly. Something caused them to feel like that. Either they heard someone saying something about them, or maybe their perception of listening to other people talk about a certain person and how they look or how they don't look. So sometimes you just have to, really just think about yourself, what's good for you. And honestly, there are some stars out there that had injections, implants, and so forth, and now they're removing those things because they
Yes.
realize it's unnecessary. They don't want to damage their bodies now after the fact.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was K Michelle that actually had um, I'm not sure if it was implants or what taken out of her rear end because you can have some leakage from that. So not only do you not need to consider what you're about to do, you need to consider the long term effects of that, whether it's dangerous or not, because it could be a health risk to you having those implants done or however you're having that surgery done. This is very important, and I can't stress this enough, is being comfortable with who you are, because I'm confident in who I am as a person, regardless of how anyone else feels about me. So you have to do the same. You have to do the same. Don't let anyone else body shame you because you don't look a certain way.
I agree. I agree. See, I personally don't care how anybody feels about me or how I look. Hey, I love myself. I appreciate myself, and that's just the way I see it. Everybody's not gonna like how you look. Everybody's not gonna like how you dress. But no matter what I have on, I don't care if they used to call them bobos, the cheap shoes or whatever. I don't care if I had a pair of bobos on. Unless you done bought me those Jordans, don't talk about my bobos,
Yeah,
because I'm gonna look good in them. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Regardless.
yeah, yeah. So if you are considering any type of cosmetic surgery, or you're considering BBLs, same thing pretty much, or you are even considering, there's one that's called I think it's Sonabella, where they actually remove the fat from your stomach or the cellulite from your legs or whatever. If you're considering that, just consider first, feel comfortable with who you are. If that's going to make you feel better as a person, then there's nothing wrong with doing it. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but you want to be comfortable in your own skin. I don't want you to get that done and still don't feel comfortable with yourself. It could be something else other than having those surgeries or injections or having that done. You may have to take a little hard look at yourself before doing that. And like I say, some people have gotten it done to where now they have just taken it too far because they don't even look the same person. And you ask yourself, is that the same person? Because they look totally different from what they used to look like.
So, what do you think the implications are in regards to, say, for instance, you had some work done, and you got into a relationship, and the man that you wanted to get with found out that you're not as natural as he thought you was, and decided that that's not what he wanted, So, I think you really have to take all that stuff in consideration, because if you're doing all these things to get somebody, you have to think about the implications of that. Because if you're doing it so you can look fine and attract somebody, think about this. There's gonna be there's gonna be somebody there's gonna be somebody out there that looks finer than
Go ahead, finer than you look.
that looks finer than you are. So if it's for that purpose, you know, seriously consider that, because it's always somebody that's going to look better than you, and they could be natural, they don't need that or whatever, and like I said, you don't know the implications when a man finds out. Some men may not care, some men may really care about it.
Yeah. And what you said earlier, Broker J3, is that sometimes there's scarring from the surgeries.
Yes,
Oh,
it definitely
and so
is.
you would think that once a person has the surgery, they don't want any scarring left from the surgeries. You want it to appear that you naturally had those, those characteristics, or those, the natural, the thickness, instead of it looking like you had the surgery. So I'm wondering, did they get the surgery done from a reputable doctor? Because that's something that you definitely want to consider as well.
Well, but yeah, even with a reputable doctor, you have to realize, like for instance, when they have breast implants, normally they lift the breast up and they make the incision under the breast, so when the breast is down, you can't see that incision. But when you're being intimate with somebody, you tend to do some things, and they may lift up and see that scarring. Then they're like, "Hey, babe, what happened to you? Oh, it happened on both sides. What's going on? Oh, I had some work done. So these are not yours. Is it something in there? Is it silicone, or what is it? And sometimes that can become a little awkward. I mean, some guys don't care, some guys do, some guys pay for their women to get that done because they care about the woman, and she want enhancements, and they want her to look good.
Okay.
So they may pay for it,
Okay.
so.
Well, we need your opinion. You guys chime in and tell us what you think about the cosmetic surgeries, the injections, even the Botox. If you're considering it, or how do you feel about certain things like that, or how do you feel about people who want to have that work done? Do you feel like they're getting it done because they have low self-esteem, they're not comfortable in their own skins? We want to know what you think. We want to talk about it.
I definitely like to hear from you guys and what you guys' opinions are in regards to this particular subject. We was talking about it, and we wanted to know what our viewers thought about the same subject. So if you guys, feel a certain way in regards to
Yes.
the BBLs and the body enhancement
Yes,
from men
body.
and for women,
Yes.
let us know. We just definitely like to talk about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, another subject that ran across our table this past week was cheating.
Oh, yes.
I think I put a personal post on my own page in regards to that. What do you classify as cheating? Everybody's in a relationship, everybody's talking to somebody, and it's something that you want to know. If I'm out and about and I have a woman, if I take another woman's number, is that cheating? If I'm in her DM, but I'm not sexually involved with her, I'm just talking to her, is that cheating? Text messages, video calls, is that cheating? If you, even if you're not being intimate, personally, I believe it is myself. And that was one of the posts that I put out because, think about this. If you're in a relationship with someone, and I have another woman in my ear, even though I may love my woman, this other woman is putting other thoughts in my head. I may have an argument with my woman, and then I DM or talk to another young woman, and she done brightened up my day. Now when I go home, I'm mad at my woman because she done upset me. What do you feel about that, Doc B?
Well, when you're having that communication, whether it be text, telephone, meeting that person in person, you're giving that person some of your time, and that can so easily be what's the word I want to use? Manipulated. Women are not the same. Women don't see things the same as men. If you give a woman a little time, some of them may think you want to give more than that. So to me, that's considered cheating because you're giving that person that time that could potentially lead to something more intimate.
But
So,
what about that work wife, that work husband?
well, see, I don't believe in a work wife and work husband. I don't know about
Hey,
everybody else.
some people may feel that me and you are work wife and husband. We work together, so
Yeah,
you never know.
that's true, but this is business. You see what I'm saying? So when it's business, and long as you don't cross the line, I've seen that happen too many times where the work husband and the work wife can take it to the next level, but they need to keep it at a business level.
Well,
That is a
let's
different.
go back to that, Dot B. What do you mean by crossing the line? Like in what way?
When you take it outside of the office and you take it to the restaurant and you take it to some other places, and if you're going to take it to the restaurant, then you should call your significant other and ask that person to join you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's you
So
should.
what if it's lunch? Say for instance we're in a recording and we finish for half of the day and we still got some more recording to do, and I say, hey Doc B, let's go catch some lunch.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it can be. Now, I'm not saying that a man and a woman can't be friends. I think that they can, but I think you have to respect those boundaries. Those boundaries that are there if that person is in a relationship with someone else. Those boundaries must be respected. And if you do have another person that's in your life, you need to call that person and let them know before you go out to that lunch date. Go out to lunch, or if it's just lunch, and let them know and invite them to join you. That's all about respect. You respecting the other person. So you think you shouldn't have to do that? Are you saying that, Broker
Well,
J3?
no, I'm not saying I think that way is just like example. Say for instance that it is strictly just lunch. Say for instance a spur of the moment. Hey, I'm going down to the Bobby's kitchen and want to grab something. Why don't you come and join me real quick? And you already done told me you was hungry, so we just go down there. I'm not thinking that I'm trying to get with my co-host. I'm just thinking we're going to have some lunch. So what you're telling me is I should call my woman and say, hey, me and Doc B going down to Bobby's kitchen to grab some lunch. I just wanted to let you know. Do you really think that's necessary?
Yes, I do. I'm not sure about you, followers, but I do because, like I said, what if your woman just shows up out of nowhere and we're eating lunch?
Hey, babe, why don't you come over and join us? We're having lunch. Me and Doc B, my co-host. Come on, babe. Come
Yeah, okay.
come on over. How do you think she would feel?
I don't know, but I know if it were me, I would have wanted my significant other to call me and let me know that, hey, I'm going out and I'm going to sit down and eat lunch with my coworker.
He's
Because people do talk. Everybody knows people talk. Now, should you be concerned with what everybody say? Probably not. But just to cover yourself, and not to, so I don't hear anything that's unexpected from people that may see you out with another person. That's just common courtesy. What do you guys think?
Yo, you guys give us your comments and let us know what you think, because I'm a little on the fence with that, just a little bit, not much, because I think we've all, subconsciously, whether we wanted to admit it or not, may have had that work wife or work husband, because I used to work with a young lady at another job that I had, and she was on the same team as me. We both was managers, and we collaborated a lot. So, even though at the time I was married, but I saw this woman 8 hours every day outside of being home with the wife and kids. So, some people on the job, classified us as, the work wife and husband, even though we clearly didn't feel the same about each other at all. But perception is mighty powerful. So
Yeah.
it's hard to say. What you guys think about that? Let us know. We definitely like to talk about it,
Yeah.
because that's really a hot topic, because a lot of people are truly talking about that. And like the post that I put out early this week, when the young guy said, that's cheating, so I wouldn't want my woman to think that I'm cheating on her just going to have some lunch with my coworker. So what do you guys think?
Yes, it is a hot topic. But as women, we know, and I'm sure our followers have probably been hit on a couple of times by guys that we work with, and that could be an awkward situation going out to eat lunch with someone, and that person has a wife or a significant other, and then showing up, and he or she shows up, and you're eating lunch or dinner or whatever with that person that's in a relationship already.
Unless
So
it's that nosy friend
yeah,
that may be at that
yes, you
restaurant
do.
and get on the phone. Hey, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see Jay. He
Mm-hmm.
here and he with another woman. Girl, I knew
Mm-hmm.
he was no good.
Yeah, exactly, and that can potentially happen. And you know how some women are; they would be ready to fight after that.
Especially if they get the video.
Yes.
They got their camera. They
Yes.
just showing. See, he's
Yes.
sitting over there eating with her.
Yes.
And it could just literally just be a coworker having lunch. But as you said, Doc B, perception is everything.
Yes.
So they may perceive it as something else, even though is nothing. But like you said, if I call my woman and say, hey, me and Doc be going to grab some lunch at Bobby's Kitchen. So if her girlfriend is at Bobby's Kitchen and she tried to call, girl, he already told me him and Doc B they having lunch. They just finished one of their shoots. So they're already aware. They're not caught off guard. Because we know people can get caught off guard.
Yes.
And start questioning whether you and your coworker are actually having something going on. So it's just something to think about. You guys tell us what you think about that. Do you think it's okay to have lunch with your coworker or the work wife, work husband that you're spending 8 hours a day working with outside of your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you have at home? Do you guys think that that's okay? Let us know. We definitely want to know about that because people talk about it all the time, but they don't express how they feel outside of just talking to their friends about it.
Yeah. And then to take it a step further, do you think a guy and a girl can just be just friends? How do you define friend? Is a friend someone that's gonna often come on your Facebook page and like your posts? Or do you communicate with that friend every day, every other day, just to say hi, see how they're doing? How do you define a friend? Or can women and men be just friends? I think they can, but I still think boundaries need to be set, especially if that person is involved with someone else.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with you on that. I think men and women can be friends. It especially with those boundaries in place because if you knew that I had someone and you gave me that respect to know that hey, I'm in a relationship with someone, so you're not gonna try to touch me inappropriately or make a slick comment, you looking real good today or something like that, because it may make me feel uncomfortable. Just because we may work together doesn't mean that I want to accept you coming on to me or vice versa, because, I don't want to get beat up because I done said you look good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got,
And I think the other person, the friend, needs to respect the fact that you are in a relationship, as I mentioned earlier, and respect that relationship. In other words, no mind games, none of that. Just respect that that person is in a relationship, and so be it. So be it. Oftentimes, you know, things happen where the woman or the man may want more than that friend. They want to be in more than just that friend zone. So they will do manipulative things to try to get you out of that relationship. They do that. People do that. Everybody is not for two people that are in a relationship, or if you're in a relationship. There are some haters out there that do not want you to be in a relationship, or that person may want you for themselves. So
yeah.
you have to be aware of those things, because sometimes people do manipulative things to cause or in other words, to try to cause a breakup between the two of you.
But see, now what I'm finna say right now is very important. So I want you guys to really listen up carefully. We've heard it before, whether we follow it or not. But this is true statements.
Yeah.
Keep people out of your relationships. Keep your best friend out of your relationship. Keep your family out of your relationship. If you have an argument or a disagreement with your significant other, hey auntie, yeah, he hurt my feelings. Now think about it. You may come back a few hours later and realize you was dead wrong. He didn't try to hurt your feelings. He was trying to get you to see where you was wrong. And it took a couple hours for you to figure that out. Now you done got auntie upset with your man because she loves her niece. And now she's calling relatives and like, hey, he done upset her. He done got her crying. She calling to me. Now you got issues. So now if you take that man or woman, depending on situation, out somewhere, now they're going to be looking at them funny based off a conversation that you done had.
Yes.
Now, even going back to that male and female friend, if I have an argument with my woman and I come to work with Doc B and I'm telling Doc B, yeah, my woman, she just got on my nerves this morning. She was talking about this and talking about I left my underwear on the side of the bed and I don't even usually leave my underwear on the side. I didn't even know they was there, and she just started going off on me and now think about it. Now, say for instance, Doc B always felt a certain kind of way about me but never told me. Now, she may take that situation where I'm upset with my woman to come in there with comments, well, you should never have to have anybody talk to you like that. Yeah, you right. I shouldn't have to deal with that. You better than that. You deserve better than that.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's a way to get in.
Now you're getting into that
His
person's head. And once you get into their head, now they're going to start having thoughts.
Doubt.
Anytime they're having a discussion and she say something off to you, or you might feel off, Doc B told me that I shouldn't have nobody talking to me like that, and now you're messing with that relationship.
Yeah.
So you guys have to stay out, keep your friends and family out of your relationship. So everybody's gonna have an argument. Everybody is not gonna agree on everything.
That's correct.
And you ever heard that term, agree to disagree? Sometimes it happens.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes it happens. And when it does, do not share that information with friends and family or people that you really don't know. You definitely don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
What you think? What you think, Doc B?
Well, you said it. When you have a disagreement between two people that are in a relationship, that conversation should stay between those two people. When you start telling people what's going on in your relationship, you're inviting them in. You're inviting them to share that opinion. And the opinion or that information that they share with you can potentially get in your head. So that's why if you have any questions or concerns, you talk to that person that you're in a relationship for. Keep it between the two of you. You work it out yourselves. Because everybody, as I mentioned earlier, is not on your side. Everybody is not rooting for your relationship. That's just the bottom line. People get so caught up and think everybody is for them. That's not the case. I'm not saying your family or friend do not want your relationship to work out. They may do, but you still have to be prepared and be cautious because everybody is not rooting for your relationship to work out. So, these are some things that we talked about. We talked about a lot today. We talked about, people having a cosmetic surgery. They're just uncomfortable in their own skin. They have low self-esteem. Some people are body shaming them. And then we also talked about the work husband and wife. Yeah. Well, how do you feel about the work husband and wife? How you feel about it? Should they be comfortable to do that, or do they take it to the next level when they actually go out to have lunch or go out and have dinner, even though it is considered business? And then we also talked about can women and men be best friends. That's a hot topic.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
hot topic.
We may even open up a panel
Yeah.
on one of our lives to discuss that, because we really want to hear how people
Yes.
feel about that, because we know people have mixed feelings in regards to male and female relationships, because some people may say it's okay, some people may not say it's okay. Now, when you're single, it's okay to a certain extent, because you don't have someone else to be concerned about. But still, even if you're single, you still should have those boundaries in place as well. But we definitely want you guys to let us know how you feel about it and talk about
Yes.
it. We just wanted to come on today and just just share a few words with you guys, just to see how you guys felt about that, because we feel like that's something that needs to be talked about, because we hear about it all the time, and we definitely would like that to happen. Okay.
Okay. So that concludes the time that we have set aside for today's podcast. Again, we thank you so much for joining us. What a delight. Thank you again for coming in and supporting us. And we're going to have more podcasts to come. So, get used to seeing us around. Come in and give us your opinion. Let us know what you think, and let's talk about it.
Definitely, and we're gonna update the profile, let you guys know what days and times that we'll be going live,
Yes.
so that way you guys can fit us into your schedules and join us, so that we can talk about it. We appreciate you guys joining us today, to listen to how things was going with us and what was on our mind, and we look forward to seeing you guys again.
Yes, we
Uh,
do.
I'm Broker J3.
I'm Dr. B.
And we appreciate you guys joining us at J&B Live. Thank you so much. Until next time, we'll see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.